Ladies and gentlemen, when I saw this story, I almost fell over. A 9-year-old mass murderer, 9 years old. Well, apparently so. Looked like he set this fire. That's a scorched up trailer in one of those backwood places, in rural community. But nevertheless, 9 years old. What the hell are these people out here teaching these kids? When I was 9 years old, I don't even think killing somebody was ever on my mind. Damn. So this came out in Snopes, October 9th, 2019. 9-year-old charged with murder in 5 Illinois fire deaths. So he or she, because they didn't say, they haven't released any information about this 9-year-old, intentionally set this fire that killed 5 people, 3 children and 2 adults, on purpose. And they don't really get into what connection this 9-year-old had with these people. So they're kind of staying tight-lipped, but this is some jacked up mess. A 9-year-old child accused of causing a mobile home fire that killed 3 children and 2 adults in central Illinois has been charged with 5 counts of first-degree murder. The juvenile also was charged with 2 counts of arson and 1 count of aggravated arson. The Peoria Journal-Star reported the April 6th fire killed a 1-year-old, 2 2-year-olds, a 34-year-old man, and a 69-year-old woman in the Timberline Mobile Home Park near the village of Goodfield, about 150 miles southwest of Chicago, Woodford County. State Attorney Greg Meinger would not reveal the other details about the suspect, including a possible relationship to the victims. No child as young as this one has been accused in a mass killing since at least 2006. Wow, you had another one? Damn. According to the AP USA Today, Northeastern University Mass Murder Database, it tracks all U.S. homicides since then. Since then, in which 4 or more people were killed, not including the offender, over a short period of time, 24 hours, regardless of weapon, location, victim offender relationship, or motive. Wow. Meinger said he scoured multiple reports on the fire before proceeding with prosecution. Woodford County Coroner Tim Rootsman said the fire was started intentionally. It was a heavy decision, Meinger said. It's a tragedy, but at the end of the day, it's charging a very young person with one of the most serious crimes we have. But I think it needs to be done at this point for finality. A major challenge for prosecutors will be trying to provide the child formed an intention to kill in advance, which is required in first-degree murder cases. Explained Gus Kostopoulos, a former prosecutor turned juvenile defense lawyer in Chicago. 9-year-olds don't know that Santa Claus doesn't exist. No, at 9, I did know Santa Claus was a bunch of bullshit. I knew that at 9. I knew people that knew it as even in kindergarten. They knew that shit wasn't real. I don't know what he's talking about. They don't know people die and don't come back. That's not true. At 9 years old, I had been to several funerals by the time I was 9, of family members, especially when they were up in age. So I knew people died and they did not come back. So I don't know who this person is, but they must really think kids are really that slow. They're not. I don't know if 9-year-olds can form intent to commit murder. Well, They planned out the murder and scorched up a trailer that had 5 people in it. So obviously, they had the ability to do that. A leading Illinois advocate for children ensnared in the criminal justice system sharply criticized the decision to charge a child that young with murder. Well, you know, if that child planned that whole thing out and carried it out, how do you avoid it? I mean, I know they're underage and everything, but you would still have to charge them. There's 5 lives gone. Charges are not completely out of line given everything we have learned, especially about the brain development of children, said Betsy Clark, the president of Juvenile Justice Initiative based in Evanston, Illinois. I met a couple of people out of there. They all seem like corny, backwoods, corny kind of people. I'm sorry if you're from Evanston. But the ones I met were like that. That doesn't say all of you are like that. Clark spoke to the Associated Press by phone from New York, where she was attending the official release of a United Nations report on the prosecution of children. It recommends that children under 14 should never be prosecuted, no matter the crime. Clark said 14 is the minimum age of criminal responsibility in many counties, including Germany. In the 1890s, Illinois became among the first places in the world to establish a juvenile court, thereby taking minors out of the adult system, Clark said. But the case announced this week shows Illinois is no longer on the cutting edge of juvenile justice, she said. So, wow. We used to be a world leader, and now we are far behind, she said. Charges alleging violent crimes against children are rare, said Clark, adding that she hasn't heard of other cases in which someone that young was charged with so many killings. If convicted, the child could be placed on probation for at least 5 years, but not beyond the age of 21, Menger said. Therapy and counseling would be likely. Probation, given the age, is about the only outcome that would happen here, he said. No arrest warrant is to be issued for the suspect, Menger said. The suspect will be appointed an attorney and will be subject to a bench trial in front of a judge, he said. Under Illinois law, a suspect younger than 10 cannot be detained, and a minor is not given a public jury trial and not entitled to one unless the minor is charged as an adult. And we know in the Black community, they have done that to our children. They'll charge them as adults. But you see how hesitant they are in this case. That's why I know this is not a Black child. The filing of murder charges against children under 10 is rare, but not unprecedented. Last month, a Michigan judge dismissed a murder charge against a 9-year-old accused of fatally shooting his mother in their home near Sturgis Street. St. Joseph County Family Division Judge David Tomlinson ruled that under Michigan law, the boy was presumed incompetent for trial because he's not yet 10. The case disturbs me more than any case I've ever dealt with, the judge said. So we got a 9-year-old that burnt up this trailer that had 5 people in it and they all died. And they said they planned it out. You know, when I was 9 years old, killing somebody was the furthest thing from my mind, but that's scary that a 9-year-old child would go this far. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.